Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about background acting, and I'm just going to give you some tips and pointers about background acting on TV shows. I am not that experienced in this. I have done it a few times and I have learned many things while I was doing it, and when I went into it I had no idea what I was doing, and now I get a really good general idea of how to do it, and maybe this could help some people who are interested in doing it and really need some help. Now, to start off, background acting is actual work. It's not a playground, and you have to obey orders, you have to pay attention and listen, and as a disclaimer, you are probably going to get treated a little bit differently when you are a background actor, and there's the people, the crew, they are working hard and they're trying to get everything together, and it's hard to manage both a scene, the set, make the director happy and everybody else happy, while also trying to keep very excited background actors, whether they're first timers or they're people who have done it for many times, many years. It's hard to keep them quiet and to keep them cooperative and to really, keep everybody tame and in one spot. So just try to, be one of the good guys and cooperate and just sit there and be quiet, and I'm going to get it right into it. To start off, I don't really know anything about how you exactly get in, because I got in via help from somebody else and I would tag along with them. So I can't really help you there, but to start off, you have to get up very early. Before I started working at my job now, I thought 5 in the morning was early as hell, but I had to drive over to the lady who I was tagging along with, to her house at 5 in the morning, and we had to leave and drive to the city, and that took about an hour or two. And when you get there, you have to find parking in the place where filming will be happening, and you have to pack a certain kind of set amount of clothes. You have to pack clothes that don't have bright colors, limited on patterns, and clothes that are, you have to pretty much pack 2 different types of clothes, one formal outfit and one more casual laid back outfit. But I didn't really have to worry about that because I was mostly put into scrubs. I was a med tech on the show, and a lot of most people are, but some people are asked to bring those types of clothes because they're either going to be patients, victims, and they're going to get you all bloodied up or something, or you're just a regular pedestrian, or you are a barista, you are all these different types of things. So they just ask you to bring that set of clothes. Even if you are supposed to be a medical person, it's good to bring that stuff in case they want to use you for something else, if they don't need any more medical students or doctors. So that's a good thing. And for gym shoes, you have to bring regular gym shoes. You can't bring Converse sneakers or open-toed shoes, anything like that, no boots. And I believe along with the formal attire, you also have to pack at least 1 pair of formal shoe, but I don't really remember that much, but I guess that will be something that you can figure out and go over, but mostly you just have to pack regular gym shoes. And they can't be too bright of color, no neon or anything. When I first went, they told me not to wear reds and blues, I think, because when you're on camera they don't want you to be a distraction. Even if you are in the background, way far in the background, they can still see it, so they just want you to dress in very neutral, out of the way colors. So you have to pack a pretty good amount. Now, I would definitely suggest you pack some snacks, plenty of beverages for yourself and maybe for others, gum, a book, your phone. Make sure your phone is fully charged. You can bring your headphones, and just bring things for yourself that you can keep yourself entertained and for when they don't have food around, because here's the thing. This is what really sucks about background acting. You are pretty much sitting around all day and you do not know if you're going to be used. So you get there and you have to tell your name, and they give you your sheets. You have to fill out all this paperwork when you go inside, and you have to like give like all of your information about like getting paid, because you do get paid in background acting. So you have to like sit down. It's kind of like applying for a job. So you have to give all of your bank information and everything, and then they lead you outside to go pick up your scrubs and your gym shoes if you don't have any on you. They will provide things for you if you don't have them, and they get your sizes, and you just stand outside of a truck and they get that for you. You go back inside and you kind of wait before it's time to go into the bathrooms and change. And then once you are all changed and you're just kind of hanging around with everybody in this room, the camera crew, or not camera crew, I think I don't really know what they're called. They're like the management people. They will come in and say, okay, everybody, let's go. Lead you to where the show is being filmed, into the studio. And you don't know if you're going to get used. You don't really have any idea what's going to happen, what kind of day you're going to have. So there was one point, or several points, where I would be sitting all freaking day. All day I did not get used, and I'm just watching people getting pulled every left and right to be put into scenes, and it became very boring. It was agonizing, to say the least. And there's some other points where you'll be sitting all day, and then right when nighttime hits, like after all day of sitting, they'll be like, okay, we can use you now. So you have to wait a long time. And other times you get lucky and you get there and you are one of the first people who are used, and you might get used multiple times. You'll be used in one scene, go back, and then once a new scene pops up, they'll want to use you again. So, okay, come on back with us and you'll go here. So it's very crazy. And it's not for everybody, but when you really want to do it, and when you've experienced actually getting to be used, it becomes all worth it. And it helps when you go and you have people that are with you that you know. So I went with my boyfriend and his mother. So, and she's the one who helped get us in. We kind of tagged along with her. She mostly does it by herself. And so it really helped having him and her with me when it was like my first times going, because you know, I don't know anybody. Of course, you get to know people as you continue to do it, but when you're first starting out, it's a little bit intimidating and kind of like high school, or like the first day of school. You don't know where to go or what to do with yourself, and it's kind of scary. So you get to the studio, they sit you down in chairs in like your own little spot amongst all the other background actors, and you just wait to get pulled. You can read a book, you can take a nap, you can eat, you can do whatever you pretty much want. There's places to charge your phones, and you just sit and wait, and you can like watch people coming and going, all that kind of stuff. And then once they do decide to pull you to like bring you into a scene, they will bring you onto the set, like where they're filming in that particular time. So most of the time I was on Chicago Med. Chicago Med? Yes. And so we were in the entrance of the hospital, and the first day that I ever went and did this, I was put at a computer by the wall, and they tell you, okay, you're going to be over here. You can like putz around a little bit, maybe grab a pen, do whatever you want, just look busy. And then after like a few seconds of doing this, and you can go, then I want you to go from here all the way down to the third door over there and go inside, maybe grab some hand sanitizer on your way in, and then go stand by the patient who will be in the bed. And then that'll be it. So it's kind of like that, where it's like, okay, you'll be from here to here by this time. And you have to do it pretty quickly. You have to look busy and you have to move fast, because a lot of the time the takes are very short, and you want to be in as many places as possible so that you have an opportunity to possibly be seen. Because if you are in one spot, it's very hard to be visible in the shot. Like when it airs on TV, you might not see yourself because you're in one spot. So you want to be moving as much as possible. And if you are unfortunately stuck in one spot, like they want to keep you there, just look busy, maybe like turn and just like do some stuff. Don't be like crazy, like don't be annoying, but just look realistic. You know, grab a pen, pretend to write, wheel over here and do something, and go back, look at somebody, pretend to talk, all that kind of stuff. And the first take that I didn't know exactly how long to do it, so it took some adjusting, but once you get in the hang of it, it's actually really fun. and very interesting. And it makes me sweat a little bit when I'm on set, because it's like right when they say action, then the cameras are rolling, all this real stuff is happening, like, oh my gosh, this is going to be on TV. It's very crazy. So just keep yourself composed. It's very exciting, but you have to be very professional, even if it's your first time ever doing it. Then for fake talking during scenes, if they want you to, most of the time they do this where they want every single person in I'm going to call it a lobby. Is that what it's called? In the lobby, all the nurses, like the nurses station, they want everybody to be talking, especially if it's a very intense scene and they want people to look frazzled, they want people talking to each other, but obviously you can't really talk because they're trying to do a scene and the actors are the ones who they're focusing on. And so you want to make sure that you keep your facial expressions as discreet, as minimal as possible. You don't want to be moving like this, like looking weird. It takes an adjustment when you're not looking at yourself in the mirror and you're just trying to focus on what your face is doing. It's a little bit hard to adjust to, but just keep your mouth movements and everything very minimal, very soft, just just things like that, as soft as that. And you have to just really look like you're a nurse working at a hospital, and you're saying things to this person, and then this person comes up behind you and you just have to start pretend talking to them or look concerned, just things like that. So just keep your facial expressions very soft, not so no, just things like that. It's a little weird, but yeah, I was very nervous to do that one. I have to pretend talk to them. It's very awkward when you are first doing it, especially if you're shy like me. But once you get into it, it's really no big deal, and it's actually quite fun. Another thing. When you are in a scene, you are most likely going to be standing right next to or around the actors, the famous people. And while it is exciting and it's surreal and you just want to go up to them and talk to them and try to get them to like you, or if you want an autograph or a picture, do not ever approach the actors, especially before a scene. Now, some people think, well, the scene's not running. I can go up to them and just say hi or ask them questions, or, just kind of get noticed by them and feel important. I don't know. But you cannot do that, because even when a scene is not rolling and it hasn't been rolling for a while, most of the time the actors are doing their best to go over their lines and memorize their lines. And you'll see them standing against the wall, and they are just kind of looking on the ground and just kind of standing like this and looking like they're bored, but they're really just thinking over their lines so they don't mess up and trying to memorize. So it's really a good thing not to approach them or talk to them, because they're trying to do their job and they're trying to memorize their lines. And if you talk to them, it could get them off track and mess it up. And if you talk to them for a very long time and then all of a sudden they have to be in a scene, then they could go blank. It's not good. They're professional working actors. You have to leave them alone. Even though I did see Oliver Platt, and I was like, whoa, this is so weird. He was just walking around, walked right past me, and I was like, this is crazy. But you don't want to be that annoying fan who's just like, oh my god, I'm such a big fan, can I please get an autograph, can I please get a picture, can I please just talk to you for a minute? Don't do that. They hate that. And the people who are working with them really hate that. Another tip is, when the cameras are rolling, whether you are in a scene or you are completely off the set and you are off to the side, far away, even if you're far away, you have to always be quiet. So if you are in a scene, you have to make sure that you're not making noise. So even the creaking of your chair can be very abrasive on camera. So you have to be very quiet and not stomping your feet. You can't be smacking things down. You can't be making noises humming or anything. You have to be very quiet. And that also goes along the lines of when you are fake talking to somebody. You can't even whisper. You can't do anything like that. You have to mouth everything and be silent. And if you are off the set, not being used, and you're just sitting around, and you can talk when cameras aren't rolling, that's totally fine, but they will say, you know, camera rolling or something like that. They'll shout it so everybody else who's not being used can hear it. And when you hear that, you have to shush. You have to be very quiet, because even if you are all the way offset, far away, they can still pick it up and they can still hear you. So during a scene, if they hear somebody out in the distance laughing or talking very loudly, it will mess up the take. And they don't like doing that because, you know, they just want to get it done. So just be quiet, be professional, be mature, and understand that this is an actual film set, an actual TV set. So be quiet. But when cameras aren't rolling, you can talk to people and you can socialize and you can walk around. But once it's time, it's time. And then, let's see, what else do I have? I don't know. For that, that's pretty much it, and that's pretty straightforward. You are on your feet all day, and sometimes you go all the way into the nighttime, where you can be there from 5 in the morning all the way until like midnight. So it is a very long day, and you become tired, your back hurts, your feet hurt, you get hungry. They also do provide food for you. So I think they provide like lunch or dinner for you. At a certain point, they'll be like, okay, let's like go across the street, and they'll take everybody to a separate location, or they'll bring it into the studio themselves, and you'll be able to grab some food and water and other types of beverages, which is really nice. So make sure you get some food, because there's a lot of people there and a lot of people are hungry. So get yourself in line and get some food when you can. Because even if you're not hungry when they do bring it in, like if you ate prior to going there, you still want to do it, because then all that food's going to be gone and they don't bring in a second course, and you're going to get hungry if you were there for all day, all the way into the nighttime. So just be smart and pack your own snacks if you don't get to the food in time. Like if you're in the bathroom and there's just not a lot of stuff that you like, or it's all taken for some reason, have your own stuff with you in your purse. My other tip, this is based on complete personal preference and opinion, but I've seen a lot of people who go to these, like if they are not being used in a scene, they will bring their computer with them, and they'll check their emails, they'll do other work or whatever, go on YouTube. I suggest not bringing any type of valuable possessions like that. You can bring your phone, but even that is a risky thing, because there's just a lot of people around you. You don't know everybody, and when you have to be used in a scene, you have to leave your stuff where you left it, and anybody can take anything. And you definitely don't want to lose your laptop or any very valuable possessions. I suggest not bringing your laptop, but that's your call. If you want to, you can. Just take precautions and trust the goodness in all people. That's all I say. And yeah, that's really it. All that stuff goes for TV and for movies. Me and my boyfriend were extras for a movie, but we did not get used the whole entire time. So really, we just sat around all day watching how it goes. And that was my very, very, very first time ever background acting, actually. I was mostly talking about my first time acting on TV on Chicago Med. But my very first time ever even getting to see something like that was for a movie. And I forgot what his name is, like Bennett or something. And he was in Mean Girls. He played Aaron in Mean Girls, and he was one of the actors in the movie. And that was great to see. And even though that we didn't at all get used in any of the scenes as background people, we really just weren't picked. And we stood off to the side and just watched how the scenes go and how the camera crew works. Even though we didn't get picked, it was still really cool to see how things are done in the movie making, and I was still happy. So you just gotta, understand that it happens. You're not always gonna get picked. It's nothing personal. It really isn't. And just have fun anyway. It's still a really cool experience to be a part of, and not a lot of people get to do it. So just keep that in mind, stay positive. And one more thing, when whether on a movie set or a TV set, and you want to be picked and you want to be used in a scene, you don't want to be sitting around all day, you have to look like you want it. You really have to sell it. Some people might think that that is being obnoxious or you don't want to be like bothersome, but you have to look like you want to be there and that you want to be picked. So when the TV people who take whoever they want and they pick people to be in a scene, when they come by, you have to like make eye contact with them. You have to look at them, kind of eyeball them a lot and smile and just kind of like look around and look interested, look like you want to be picked. And most of the time, once you do that, they will pick you. And that was a really good tip that I received from my boyfriend's mother. So, giving it to you. And that is all I'm going to say. And I hope that that helped some of you people, gave you some pointers. And yeah, that's it. So, good luck to anybody who wants to do it. It's really fun. And I will be back with you for another video soon, I guess. All right, bye.